Sup guys, ladies, fellas, ladies. It is week 3 and today we only have, which is good news for me, but we only have 3 producers. 3 of them have felt the pain of week 3. Not really. Well, Matt can't do it. He's had some family commitments, which is fair enough. I don't have a family to worry about, so I can do whatever I want. But some people got some real shit to do. So he had his birthday, family, a new dog, a whole bunch of stuff. He's out this week. He's in next week. My cousin Occlusion is in next week. He is not in this week. Amawani told me at the start of this week he's not in this week. He will be in next week due to some outside commitments. Everyone's got commitments. You got to remember, 1 track a week is super hard for 6 weeks. That's nearly 1.5 months of just giving your time away because you got to spend like 2-3 hours a day on this shit, plus your full-time job. This shit's not easy. So before you get judgy up in here, how about you think about that shit? So just 3 of us this week, which is good. As I said, good news for me because that means I only got to do 2 interviews and the video is going to be easy to edit and I could just do that shit and get it up and done. And then I can focus on my track for the week. So let's bust right into this shit. I've done the interviews this morning. Let's see who's up first. Who's gonna feel the pain of week 3. There we go. All right, Peztek's up first, babies. Can't see that shit. Fuck it. Let's roll. Peztek, jump into his interview right now. Bam, bam. 3, 2, 1. And we're here with Peztek on week 3. They call this week the Demolisher.
Oh man, what a week.
Yeah, it's been a hard week for everyone, huh?
Oh, not fun. Not fun.
Yeah,
I tell you what.
Give us the lowdown. How'd you go?
Dude, it was hard. I tell you what. You know how it started? So I made a track called On Mars. So it started in the recording studio and one of my girlfriend Kayla, and I just wanted her to talk about what she thought about the universe and space travel and everything I went on. So we had this like 5-minute recording about her going deep into space. And then it turns out she's telling me people live on Mars. So I recorded that. And then we were listening to it. And I played it through the computer. And she's just like, people are going to think I'm crazy. Oh, isn't it funny as hell? So
she's on your track this week?
Oh, man, it was a pisser and a half. She cracked it. She's cracked it. She's like, everyone's going to think I'm nuts.
That's all right. I was going to say no one knows, but now everyone knows.
Yeah, that's it. So I get to it. So we left the song. We left just that recording. Then I worked afternoon shifts. I'm working 2 o'clock to midnight. So my only chance to make music during the week was post-midnight, like midnight to like 4 in the morning or something.
Yeah.
And my brain's just not working at that hour. Like I'm usually pretty good in the afternoon. But after midnight, after working a 10-hour shift, man, there's nothing going on.
Yeah, after work's a hard time to work for anyone, I think.
Half asleep, drinking coffee, and trying to make music. And at the end of the night, you make something, and the next morning you listen to it, and you're like, what the hell was I thinking?
No, yeah, I know those feels. Fuck that.
I did like 3 days of that, and then I came off afternoon shift, slept for like a whole day straight, scrapped the whole tune, started again Monday. Because how it sounded, man, was just shit. It just sounded like, I don't know, zombies were attacking the world with space guns everywhere. There was not music, there was nothing.
Fuck that. You had that new instrument as well, new synth as well.
Oh, man, yeah. I was ready to piss it. So I thought this was going to change my world. And you know what? Fantastic machine, if you've got time. And so it's analog. It's a JP-08. So it's a synthesizer from 1980. The big keyboard's worth... If you bought one in 1980, it's worth like $5,000 and it's huge. Like it's the size of someone's desk. So they've remade it by Roland. And I thought, buying this, it's going to change the whole sound. Because we use digital, this is analog, it's a whole different sound. But mate, you'd probably take you a month to learn how to use it. I'm there tweaking for ages and getting angry and angrier. And I'm getting crazy. And the next day I'm like, how does it sound? Just zaps and robots and... I was ready to throw it off the balcony.
That's why I don't fuck with analog synths at the moment. I just don't have the capacity for it. I don't know how many have you got now? You got a few?
I got about 3, yeah.
3, fuck. Yeah. Maybe I'll...
3 that I'm all shit at, and maybe, I don't get any better at.
Maybe after this lockdown, I'll come over, you can give me like a little rundown on how that shit works, because I got no idea.
We'll throw it off a balcony together.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've got a few equipments that I need to throw off a balcony. Yeah, I've got a few, like these old Citronic, what do you call it, decks. Do you know what Citronic is? Have you heard of Citronic?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, Citronic's like when you first become a DJ and you can't afford Pioneer and you don't know, you're not going to fork out the money because you don't have any, so you buy a Citronic pack and it comes with fucking the 2 decks, the mixer, the whole kit and caboodle for like $1,000. You're like, all right. And then you buy it and then you realize why it's so fucking cheap, because your discs are getting jammed in it, the fucking USB doesn't read half the time, it falls out of sync. And by the end of it, you're just like, fuck this. And you remember Joel?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So me and him had the 2 Citronic decks. He had a setup, I had a setup. And then after we finally got Pioneers, we had these decks and we were like, you know what, man, we should fucking get like a bonfire and just burn this as a ritual together. And me and him, I've still got mine, I haven't burnt him yet. He's still got his, but I don't know when we're going to do it. But I know what it's like to have fucking dodgy equipment, man. I tell you. But yeah. So we what kind of side are we looking at this week?
It's a bit slower. It's spacey still. So 138. I'm going for the psychedelic feel. Yeah. Look, it's more of a journey, taking you deep into space, and you're just traveling there, nice and slow. We trip you out a little bit, and just go along with the ride. It's nothing too full on. It's fun. I had a lot of fun making it, but man, I was crammed. Like, we're talking, it was due Thursday. I was there till 10 o'clock Thursday night, man.
Yeah, a bit of a rush, huh? I think you rushed out. I reckon Whi3h34rt did his was done on Monday.
That week us all out, man.
I think it psyched us all out, yeah.
On Monday, I'm there scrapping old songs, and he's completing it.
Crazy. But then he told me later, he goes, I don't know if I'm happy with it. And I'm like, mate, these tracks are coming out a week. I don't know if any of us are happy with anything we're doing, but we're just flexing that finishing muscle, you know what I mean? Just flexing it.
Well, that's right.
Getting that deep burn, and so we get some DOMs after 6 weeks. We'll get some DOMs in that muscle, and then we'll come back all beef-caked. But yeah, I reckon we should do this like maybe, I don't know, once a year or something, once or twice a year.
100%.
Something like this, just to, you know, because it's the only shit thing is that you don't have much learning time in the week. You only can sort of do what you know, because you got to do it as fast as you can.
Correct.
I think that's.
And then you'll start to realise what you're bad at as well during your track. Like, I've worked out my kick and bass is just weak. So next week I want to focus on getting the best kick and bass. That's your drive. You drive through the whole song.
Well, that's most of the track, yeah. That's like 80% of the track, I think, is like the kick in the sub.
Yeah,
isn't it? I'm not gonna lie, but I haven't had a peek of everyone's track this time before, and I listened to yours on Mars this week, and it's the kick sounding like, and the bass sounding like smoother, like more proggy, which I like. I reckon that's pretty good. But you're making it with like operator or something. You're making yours from scratch, which is something I don't think I'm doing. I'm not doing that. But yeah.
This week I did my bass with silent, but usually I use operator. I wanted to try something different because I didn't like it last week.
Yeah.
But the next song we're doing, I'm spending 3 days just to try on the kick and bass.
Yeah.
And everything else will come after that.
Yeah, so we've got a bit of a strategy going in. That's good.
Yeah, you find your weak points, I guess. And
you'll have to give us a bit of a little tutorial on how to do that, because I don't know how to make kicks and shit through the synths and that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll run you through.
That'd be good to. I'll give you some mastering tips. You give you some kick tips, synthesized kick tips.
Parade, eh?
That's it. And what else? That's about it, huh? I reckon. I think we're good to go. Listen to the track. So this is On Mars by Peztek. That's right. Did I get it right?
That's it, man.
Featuring Pez's missus. She's still in it.
Yeah, she's the voice behind it all.
Yeah.
You got me asking her questions.
What's her name again?
She's a good voice. I'll give you that.
What's her name again? Featuring
Kayla.
Featuring Kayla. Is that her stage name, or she hasn't called her one yet?
All right. Yeah, get ready for a journey.
All right, too easy. All right. Here's Peztek's On Mars. Shabam. Boom. So this is Peztek's week 3 track called On Mars by Peztek. DJ, play that shit.
This round circle is rotating the sky.
That's all you can do.
And that was On Mars by Peztek. What a way to start week 3's little challenge. Loving it. Loving that you got your partner Kayla involved. That's juicy. It's good. This is what it's about. Just get everyone involved, everyone in. Let's do this shit. Let's have a bit of fun. I enjoyed it. And just so you guys fucking know, the earth is round. Don't fuck me around. Don't confuse me. Don't put garbage in my head. I don't know for sure. It might be flat. But it's round. If anyone asks, it's round. That's what we're going with. Everything works off that. We can't get into this kerfuffle on whether the earth's round or flat. It's round. Even if it's flat, just say it's round. You don't want to seem crazy. We all know what that looks like. All right, enough garbage out of me. We are going to keep moving. This is going to be a short, sweet video because I'm feeling hyped. I know you're feeling hyped. So let's just do it. Let's just do it. All right. Hit it and quit it. All right. Next up, we got that. Oh, it is the one and only Whi3h34rt. Let's see what he got for us today. He's got we got to jump into the interview. Let's not forget the interview, Shanos. Jump into the interview with Whi3h34rt. Shabam. And we're here with Whi3h34rt back on week 3, the Demolisher week, as we like to call it. We've lost some fallen comrades this week who will be coming back next week. But this week, Whi3h34rt's still in, Peztek's still in, all going strong, haven't missed a week yet. But yeah, how did you go this week? You smashed it out on Monday, I think it was. It was already in on Monday and you're like, yep, I'm done. And everyone else was falling apart. So not sure what kind of voodoo you cast on us, but how'd you go? What happened?
The track itself, I don't think is that great, to be honest. I don't know, just put some chords down, played around. I couldn't think of a melody. Did some arpeggiator thing. I don't know how to pronounce that. Arpeggiator,
yep.
Yeah, arpeggiator, that's it. Did a bit of that with the chords, and then I just kind of kept rolling with it.
Yeah.
Made some weird, okay melody. But yeah, it was more like just get over and done with kind of thing. I'm not the most proud of the song, but it's okay.
Were you trying to do this one early so you had a bit of extra time for the following week's one?
Yeah.
Busted. Fucking busted.
I'm stuck in this one now because now I'm like, I can't think of anything that sounds like melodic wise. Like, it doesn't sound catchy. It sounds okay. Like, the sounds they're nice, but it's just not very, like, good to the ear.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see what happens though.
Actually, I really enjoyed your track this week. Like, I've had a sneak peek. This week I decided to listen to everyone before I did interviews, just so I knew, like, it wasn't like I wasn't talking about some ghost that I hadn't heard yet. So I was like, I had to listen to it. I really enjoyed it. The master was, like, really strong. Like, you got it real loud. But yeah, it was simple, but sometimes that's better, I reckon. Like, because it's very easy. I don't know. It's very easy to overcomplicate things sometimes, and then you end up putting too much in the track, and then that causes a lot of phasing issues, and then you can't. I don't know. You can't get it as loud or as clean in the master. So this one was quite a strong track. I didn't mind it at all. Probably didn't hit me in the heart as hard as your other tracks. Like, it wasn't as melodic as some of your other track, but it's definitely a track that I'd want to hear if I went to a festival, like on a big stage, like big on a big system. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I reckon it's pretty good, to be honest.
So, I think the quality is alright. I think, but in terms of like the actual content, it seems a bit like it was more like just want to get over and done with kind of thing. Initially, I liked the chords, and then it just kind of died out over time. But I listened to it too many times.
Yeah. I know that old chestnut. He can kill you. So, what are we looking at this week? What did you try any new techniques this week? Did you try any...
This week they were just handed it in?
Yeah, the one this week, week 3.
This one, I think I put too many sounds in this. Like, I was just chucking shit in. Just kept chucking things in. I'm like, okay, just cut the low end, keep chucking things in. And it sounds okay, and it's like very subtle sounds that if I broke it down for you, you'd be like, oh, you can't even hear it.
Yeah.
And I think kind of might have killed the track a little bit because they're all playing different melodies, different things. So I don't know. And the main synth itself wasn't that good. It didn't seem to hit like I wanted it to. But I mean, I don't know. That does the job, I guess.
Yeah. Are you using you're using FLE, free loops? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you use on your mastering chain? Like when you do your master at the end, are you using just the in-house plugins, or are you using anything you've bought, or?
So what I'm doing, this is how I'm trying to master now, because I don't know what I'm not 100% sure how people do it, but this is what I do, is I export all the files into waves.
Yep.
And then I put it back into the actual DAW itself, and then I will...
Is that just to save CPU, or...?
That's what I've seen people do.
Okay.
So I used to just try to master on the actual track itself. But what I've heard and what I've seen from tutorials and what people seem to do is they export everything into waves or files, whatever, and then put it back into the actual DAW itself, and then, categorize everything like bass, chords, whatever. And then you can go in there and add more, you can compress things and whatever. All I did for that track, from memory, I can bring it up, actually, I'll say this, but I think I just basically, I can't remember which one it is. I think I basically just put like a limit on it, like a bit of limiting. There's a plugin called Maximus that comes with FL, and it's like a multi-band compressor.
Yep.
You can use any of multi-band compressors, and I just go in there and I do the mid-side EQ.
Yeah.
I don't know if you only learned about that recently.
Yeah, a really good.
Yeah,
good
creates a bit more space.
Yeah.
I mono the bass or everything under 150 around there, depending on how it sounds, and then I just play around with the bands to see which one needs more boosting and whatever. But you only have a bit of time of doing this. You have maybe about half an hour to an hour, I think, and after that, your ears will just like
fry.
Yeah, you think you're doing something, but you need to give it a bit of time before you can get back to it.
Yeah.
You have to be patient. That's all I did. It was just a bit of compressing. But a really handy tip, sorry, I'm just blabbing on.
No, it's good.
Is a mask, like a massive deep, like what would you call it? Like a volume log thing, where it tells you how many decibels things are hitting at.
Oh,
like
yeah.
But I have like a big one.
Like BX meter, or is that?
Yeah, just a meter telling me how far, where the sound is hitting, like -3, whatever.
Yeah.
And I just look at that for each sound. So in my mixing, when I'm doing the mixing as I'm making the sounds, it seems to make everything more level rather than just by ear.
Yeah.
That's like helping me a lot.
Yeah. No, that's good. Yeah, sweet. You don't use any exciters or anything like saturators or that on your master mix?
No, the limiter that I have, which is the stock one that comes with FL, this is called, what's it called? It has an actual saturator in there. So you can just it's pretty limited. What's called, and there's like a little knob there that says saturator.
Yeah.
Put how much saturation you want. I mean, I don't know if it does anything, but that's all I put. Yeah. I think it's all about just compressing things, and I mean, I'm not an expert, so I don't know. But this is what I just limit things and compress stuff. But I've heard vintage warmers and all sorts of warmers to make it sound better.
Yeah.
But every time I do that, it just goes to shit.
Yeah.
Everything. If I do those things, it just sounds horrible. So I kind of just stop doing it.
Yeah. I think it becomes a bit risky. I'm not too sure on the science behind it, but I know that when you start heavily compressing, it gets harder to compress stuff and make it tighter when you've got too much exciters or saturators, because they distort real easy for some reason. I've noticed. I've never heard anyone say it on any tutorial I've watched, but that's what I've noticed when I've actually done it myself. Like if I've got an exciter or something on, like I use Ozone, so that's got a exciter in there. If I get too much exciters, like put too much of that in, and then I go to do the maximizer, which is their version of limiter, I will not be able to hit the RMS, my target RMS that I try and hit, or the loudness that I usually get on a track. Whereas if I turn them down to a point where you can barely, even if you solo on and off or mute on and off, you can barely tell it's on there unless someone's told you, hey, this is what's happening. Like if I showed someone A and B, they probably wouldn't even notice, but now you notice that it's there. And then when you compress that, it actually sounds half decent without the distortion going on. But it definitely warms up the track. It thickens out your track a little bit when you do something like that. You barely notice it, but it does when you listen to it like finalized. Then you're like, it does sound a little bit thicker than what it would otherwise. But yeah, something to look into. But there's not much to do on mastering. I think mastering is it's getting a little bit more demystified now. I think back in the day it was something that you could only send, like you could only go to like a mastering engineer and only he would be able to do the job. But I think they still do the best job that you probably can get. But when you got stuff like Ozone 9 and stuff like that, I'm pretty sure you can get, like, if you know what you can get a professional master out from that, yeah.
Use a plugin called, I think it's Span, S-P-A-N.
Yeah, Span. You gotta have Span. Span's free and it's fucking useful, so you'd be silly not to use it, to be honest.
Yeah, I just have like a reference track in there, and then when it's close to the mastering or whatever, I look at the thing in the thing on the equalizer, the little thing, and I just try to make sure that it looks very similar to the reference track.
Yeah, can you put two different tracks so you can on Span? I don't know.
Yeah.
You can because I use a different plugin for. I actually use MA Multi Analyzer, I think it's called. So on one track in the project file, the reference track's running through, and then it's the band is one color, and then on the master of my track, so it's probably doing the same.
Exactly the same thing.
But I can't remember why, because I had Span first, but then my friend told me to use Multi Analyzer. I can't remember what his reasoning.
Honestly, it's just a reference thing, just to give you like only because it's free.
It's good because it stops you from frying your ears too, because you can visually have a target or a goal without trying to hear it. Because as you said, once you've listened to the same thing for a few hours straight, then you don't know where you're aiming for.
Yeah.
But so this track is called. Can't remember.
I can't remember either.
What was it? We Know It's by Whi3h34rt. Fuck.
Blue Waters, I think.
Blue Waters, that's the one. Yeah, it's hard to remember your tracks when you're writing one a week.
I actually can't remember what it sounds like. I mean, I have an idea, but I've forgotten it.
Yeah. All right, so this is it. We're gonna hit it. Thanks for giving us your time, mate, for this little interview, and good luck with week 4. But for now, we're here in week 3's track, which is Blue Waters by Whi3h34rt. I'm putting up the socials during the track this time, so it's going to be your logo and your fucking socials down the bottom for the whole thing, rather than just have it up for 3 seconds like I have been doing. So this is the track. Here we go. Shabam. All right, we're back here, and this is Blue Waters by Whi3h34rt. His week 3 submission. Let's fucking do this shit.
And I'm breathless, waiting for you to save me. But it's hopeless, hoping for you to notice me. And it's only in my dreams that I get to hold you. But I'm patiently thinking that someday you'll want me to. And I've been up
And that was Blue Waters by Whi3h34rt, week 3 submission. Solid trance, proggy trance sort of track. Vocal was juicy. I'm pretty sure he probably would have got that off Splice, I think. Gotta love Splice. But yeah, nice hook, man. That little break at the start, the where it's like, and then the reverb comes in afterwards. Oh, that's some WW feels right there. Some juicy stuff. Yeah, so on. Good luck with week 4, buddy. But we're gonna keep this shit rolling. Last but not least. Oh, it's me. It's me. All right, let's hit it. Crush Starfields. Jump into the interview with me. Shaban, just joking. We already here. Let's do this shit. I struggled this week. All the boys struggled this week. It was a really hard week, even for the boys that did submit it. I don't know why. Maybe week 3 was just cursed. Is this the worst week out of all the 6 weeks? I don't know. Might be. Might not be. This might be the easy week. Next week might be the hardest week we've ever done. Who knows? But I don't think so, because the other boys are getting 2 weeks to do it, and we only get 1 week. Fuck me around. I just fuck it around. Yeah, so this track, I struggled. I started late because I was doing fucking around with the video last week. So I sort of lost Friday and Saturday and then they jumped straight into it on Sunday. And the beat was going good. Everything was going good. I was trying to go for some Flux Pavilion type feels. But as soon as I tried slapping a vocal in there, I was like, shit, I think I've bitten off more than I can chew, because I haven't really sung in any of my tracks before, and I have produced stuff that I haven't released, and usually the track takes me like a week or so, but the vocal processing, because I'm not a professional vocalist, that usually takes me like a week in of itself just to do that shit. So I was trying a bit, I don't know what kind of vocals I was doing, just something, I just like doing shit I haven't done before, so that was fun. But it didn't really come out how I wanted to, but it's okay. For a week, let's just do it. It's good. So my song's called Breakdown. It's by Crush Starfields, and we're going to hit that shit right now. I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know what you think. If you like my vocals, if you don't, if you think it needs more work, let me know. I don't get hurt that easily, so just fucking tell me. Let's do it.
Like I don't know how the sunshine. We're making music, yeah, it's a pastime. You touch my forehead, check my fever, but I'm feeling fine. Unwrap that cheese platter, pass me the fine wine. Green fields in the distant calling. I'll pick you up even if you're falling. Green fields in the distant calling. You're falling. Are you ready for the break? Are you ready for the breakdown? Are you ready for the breakdown? Are you ready for the break? Are you ready for the break? Are you ready for the breakdown? Are you ready for the breakdown? Are you ready for the break? classroom. Life ain't a movie, it's a pass-through. Now you're pushing buttons trying to get a quick reaction. While you stay silent, I'm taking action. Blue seas of horizons calling. Light breaks on the new day dawning. Blue seas of horizons calling. Light breaks on the new day dawning. Are you ready for the break? Are you ready for the breakdown? Are you ready for the breakdown? Are you ready for the break? Are you ready for the break? Are you ready for the breakdown? Are you ready for the breakdown? Are you ready for the break?
And that was my track Breakdown by Crush Starfields, yours truly. That's it for week 3. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm sorry it's a short one. Maybe you guys like the fact that it was a short video this week. I don't know. But hopefully everyone's in next week and we got all 6 of us jamming along. But that's it for this week. Good luck for everyone. Week 4. Hope everyone's okay, doing well, keeping well, looking good, feeling good. All that good stuff. And I will see you guys for week 4 of the Producer Isolation Challenge. Shabbat!